You know, this gig checks off a big box in my comedic life because my car has always wanted to see me perform. And I really hope it's happy. Ford, if you're happy, let me know. Okay, thanks. See, you didn't see it, but the car lights turned on. Magic, I tell you. And I'd also like to thank Roger. I don't know Roger, but I think that's the thing you're supposed to do up here. Thanks for coming, Roger. You're going to regret it after my set, but that's okay. So I know you're sitting out there. You've got some assumptions about me. You're trying to figure out things. You've got questions. And here are the answers to your top 3 questions. I'm 6'6", which my wife likes to call uselessly tall, but that's another story. Yes, I'm painfully aware that I look like Bill Nye the Science Guy. And of course it is. Look at the size of these hands. Anyway, I grew up about 6 miles from here on the rough and tumble streets of New Canaan. But our family wasn't like most New Canaan families. You know, I was the only kid. I was like the equivalent of New Canaan homeless. I was the only kid who was teased and bullied mercilessly because our family didn't have a vacation home. I used to hear things like, "Hey, that kid cuts his own lawn. Get him, Chad." I'm not saying New Canaan has become a really wealthy town, but they're about to open America's first $100 General. New Canaan, right now, there are families all weekend getting their holiday photo taken at the beach in matching white shirts and khakis. You know those people. Anyway, it's starting to be fall. You can tell. There's a little change in the air. The days are getting shorter. And you know, I can really tell it's becoming fall because Bridgeport police are reporting the streets are now flooded with pumpkin spice heroin. And Connecticut is legalized marijuana. Everyone excited about that? You know who's really excited about that? A guy who came up to me earlier and he goes, "Hey man, when does the band start?" The thing about legalized marijuana that I'm excited about is all of the stores are going to have really catchy names. It's going to be a really competitive market. They're going to have really cool names like Bone Depot and Stone Zone and Speedweed and J-Mart and Grass and Go. And I guarantee you there's going to be a brand new section at Edible Arrangements very soon. Personally, I can't wait to take the kids to Build-A-Bong Workshop, but that's coming soon. You know, I've discovered one thing for sure in this long life of mine, and that one thing is that some people are like family, and some family are like people. Take my father, for instance. You know, he was 100% Sicilian, New Yorker, right? He had 2 speeds, awake and irate. That was it. Furious most of the time. I get the sense he wasn't really my biggest fan. He used to say things to me like, "Hey, does this smell like chloroform? Does this taste like arsenic? Does this feel like asbestos?" And my favorite one was, "Hey, I bet you can hold your breath longer than that." I was actually 25 years old, 25, when I found out the guy I had called Uncle Mike my entire life wasn't actually related to us. Did you guys have that too? Your family made up this lineup of fake relatives, your Aunt Marges and Uncle Tonys that weren't even related to you? I was furious. I went up to my dad, I go, "Dad, Uncle Mike isn't related to us? Are you kidding me? How long are we gonna keep that little factoid? You gonna keep that one to your grave or something? And by the way, Dad, who else isn't related to us while we're at it?" He goes, "Well, you can start by calling me Bob." Ouch. I've lived in Fairfield County essentially my entire life. Any lifers around here? Yeah, I feel your pain. There are some good things about living in Fairfield County, but we all have to admit there are some bizarre, strange, and occasionally douchey things that happen in Fairfield County. The one that really bothers me is that people that need to give their house and property a very fancy name, you know. Like in the last couple of weeks, I've seen places called Excalibur and Sunset Serenade, Windsong, how precious. Well, you know, after a while, my wife and I, we were talking, we're like, we had this FOMO, fear of missing out, so we decided to give our home a name too. And my wife came out of the box with some great names really fast. She came up with Tear Down, Condemned. I was like, oh, I gotta raise my game, so I came back with some hot ones too. Death Trap, Black Mold Hellhole, and Mar-a-Lago. But I heard that one's taken already, I'm not sure. But in the end, you know, we compromised, we put our heads together, we came up with what I think is the perfect name for our house. It's called Foreclosure. There's even a really cool metal sign out front now, too. Anyway, that bit was inspired by my childhood friend, Kenny. Kenny had epilepsy, and I nicknamed his house Seizure's Palace. So the other day, my friend Bruce comes running up to me all excited, and he goes, Matt, I just joined a gay men's chorus. I said, you can just say men's chorus. I can connect the dots from there. Is anybody else like me? Does anyone else absolutely love prison shows on television? I love every single prison show. Everything. Anything to do with prison. Like Locked Up Abroad, Inside for 90 Days, Jail, Escape at Dannemora. I'll even watch the Andy Griffith Show in case they have an episode with Otis the drunk gets locked up. I love prison shows. And I think I love prison shows because I can relate. Because I'm married. Ooh. Cue the female groans. No, I'm serious. You don't have to squint too hard to realize there are a lot of similarities between prison and marriage. You know, like, there's always somebody watching you like a hawk when you're out in the yard. You never know when a big pen will become a shiv. There's an annual conjugal visit, usually right around your birthday. And you can't get out of the situation unless you know a really good lawyer. And I'm only smiling because my birthday's coming up anyway. So speaking of marriage, my wife and I have been together for 23 amazing years. And 11 more years after that. And there's this great saying, you hear it all the time, happy wife, happy life. I didn't realize that you ladies have another saying for us, and it's happy husband, go fuck yourself. It's pretty catchy, I gotta give you credit. That was good. And, you know, we've been together a long time, so I thought it would be a good idea to start experimenting with some toys in the bedroom, you know what I mean? So now we have a train set that goes around the bed. I just sit there and wait for her to go, all aboard! Works like a charm. Oh, this is the most amazing thing that happened after being together this long. 2 weeks ago, my wife finally did something she had never done in our entire relationship. She actually apologized for one of her actions. She came up to me and she said, I am so sorry we ever met. Hey, it's a start. I'll take it. I don't care. You know, I love all the cool new apps that I have on my phone. My favorite app is this app called Shazam. You know what Shazam is? You know, where you can tell what song is playing in the air. It's just, I don't know how it does it, but it's magic. But I thought of an app that I really need. I need the app that tells me the name of the person coming towards me, whose name I should know, but I can't remember. I want to call the app Who Dat? So I'm walking down the street, I see a guy coming right toward me, and I can't figure out who it is, and whip out my phone, click on Who Dat? Oh, it's great. I see. That's just your neighbor Tim. He refers to himself in the third person. and refers to the movies as cinema. No need to talk to that fuck knuckle. Thanks, Who Dat. My name's Matt, rhymes with Who Dat. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Shahan, for all your help tonight.
Matt Orefice, everybody.